Welcome to Give Permission to Ask Questions. It's a solo journey today. And honestly, everything is a solo journey in life. However, but we get to live it with others. We get the pure pleasure of living life with other people. However, but today it's by myself. And that is okay. This little sticker is from the EKG that I used to get all the time. And I got one beginning of this year. They always leave the sticker on me, always. So the EKG, it goes on your feet and then it goes underneath your boob. But it measures what is an EKG? An electrocardiogram is a test that checks how your heart is functioning by measuring the electric activity of the heart. Like one of the coolest tests is an EKG. How is your heart functioning? With each heartbeat, an electrical impulse or wave travels through your heart. This wave causes the muscles to squeeze and pump through the heart. Each time I get an EKG, the stark reality hits me in the face that I am weak and fragile, and in order to live, the heart must pump. You control nothing. The surrender to life is fierce. The only thing you control is how you react to it. Lies. You have unlimited potential. Tap into it. You get one day like today. You get one adventure today. However, but tomorrow you arise with the creature, beasts, and fairy tales you want to create. Your choice is amongst you. What do you want with each heartbeat, each electrical impulse that travels through your heart? Come on a journey, your career development journey. Choose your own adventure. What does your adventure or how does your adventure look like? Conversations with self. Today is a conversation with self. What is your heart telling you? What if you sit in it? What if you breathe and let the awkward moments come, the holy wild of self? This week and last week, I've been sitting with self. Self doesn't like to sit by herself. Okay? I am and love synergy. I love hanging out with people. I love networking with people. I'm nosy. I like to see your vision, mission, and purpose. However, it's in the quiet moments that we learn. It's in the quiet moments, the uncomfortable moments. Like every time I'm alone, I want to be distracted from self because it's painful to be with self. Myself is telling me, you are alone. The gnawing, gnashing of self and self-worth really hits me when I'm alone. But that's what is filling you. And what is the peace? How do you obtain the peace? The peace doesn't come from this, and this, and this. The peace comes from self and conversations with self and meditations with self. I always come back to vision, mission, and purpose. Within my quiet moments, sometimes you get to live different missions and different purposes and different lives. You don't have to be locked down to just one thing. You can be locked down to growth and uncomfortability. Um, I meant to say growth is uncomfortable to one of my friends today, but it came out with growth is gross. Sometimes when we sit in self, it's gross. We hate looking at our inner demons. This is why the dragon motif in my life comes into play. The worst thing about the dragon is she's pretty. The worst thing about the dragon is she's me and she's the worst parts of me. But the worst parts of me are the best parts of me because I am complete in abundance, even with my shadow side. Love self. Let's scale back and we're going to say it, but we're not going to say it. Vision, a journey of epic proportion. That is my vision in life. I want to live the journey. Pilgrim's Progress is my favorite book from John Bunyan. So if you want to boop in the comments what's your favorite book, I would love to hear it because I will be intentional about reading that book because books are intimacy. Books are self. And when I read a book, I think about it, and it reaches the brain, the heart, and the soul right away. I know a little piece of you if I've read your favorite book. Okay, so that's the vision. The purpose is a happy and healthy company. I believe that my purpose on earth is to have conversations about purpose. I hate the lackluster of life. I hate the fakeness of life. I think everyone hates the fakeness of life. We are looking for truth. With all of this information getting thrown at you, where is truth? Where is, and it's here, but it's here in a whisper. Are you listening to the whisper within? Do you make time for holy wild? Do you make time for holy surrender of self, to listen to self? Reading this book, Breaking the Habit of Self, and I was like, darn, it made me have work. So it was like, you have to do meditations for 4 weeks. I'm like, that's a long time. And it wanted you to do it 7 days, but I'm like, I'm gonna scale back and do it 5. So every week, Monday to Friday, I have meditations. And the first week was just 10 minutes, just very simple. 10 minutes of quiet, of not saying anything in those 10 minutes of just sitting in it. Those were the longest 10 minutes of my life. I learned a lot, and a lot of things came at me, and I was unhappy. The second week was 10 minutes of quiet and like 10 to 15 minutes of feelings. And I'm like, no, we hate feelings, but feelings are a superpower. So we have to sit in feelings. So the feelings emerged of loneliness, the feelings emerged of lovelessness, the feelings emerged of like not good enough, worthless. The first thing that we say to ourselves sometimes is mean. We are very mean to ourselves. We need to talk to ourselves and be like, hello, self. Why are you so sad? So that was like, and I'm hidden into the third week of the habit, breaking the habit of self. And the third week is 10 minutes of quiet, 10 minutes of feeling, 10 minutes of changing that thought. Okay, so you are lonely. What's the mantras that you need to say in your life? So you don't have to say I'm lonely. You can say I'm complete and whole within this moment. There's nothing wrong with you. You are not broken. You are complete and whole in self. One of my life missions is to shine and to give other people permission to shine. So, like, part of breaking the habit of self is I will shine, because if I shine, other people will shine. And then I get to see some shining stuff going on. I get to see some pretty lights. I get to see some sparklers around me. When we live in negativity, the sparkler dies. But I am the sparkler, and you are the sparkler. And my sparkler has been going everywhere. And there's nothing wrong with that. So if you get a little spark from me, thank you, because you've sparked my soul as well. Sparklers are great. I'm going into a laser beam. I'm going into focus. When we shine, we can radically transmutate, transform, become a different creature. The butterfly, or the moth to the worm to the butterfly. Have your butterfly moments. Have your phoenix moments, and really relish them. Once we change into the butterfly, we were never going back to the moth and the caterpillar. We still love the caterpillar. We've just changed. So life for me scaled back with a heart condition that I had, taught me a lot of lessons of sitting in self, taught me a lot of lessons of breath, taught me a lot of lessons of, you know what, release the animal, but release the mother within, release the love within, release the self within. Be nice to self at the end of the day. Intention setting. I love intention settings, and I've got a fierce bucket list of what I say to myself when I first wake up. I really feel like life needs to set intention. When you set intention for the day, you are no longer wandering around. Really think about what your first thought is in the day, because that's holy. The very first thought that you create in the day, holy. The very present that you are in right now, holy. So let me share some of my intention settings with you. The best way to slay a day. So that whole concept that day was, how do I make this day successful? And it was just being. I network a lot. So the next day it was, let's be vulnerable in our win wins. A journey of epic proportion has other people along the way, but the first one is self. The first one is the relationship with self. You must heal self. The next uh, intention setting I had was go easy on me. I was mean to myself, and I was mean to myself for a long time. What does it look like to give yourself grace and glory one day and just start being nice to yourself? By next day, I was like, that's it. It's too like, blech. Let's start playing. I believe in play. I don't know where the life came into, oh, well, playing is a dirty word, especially when you're older. If you play, you're being dirty. Play is not dirty. I play with why do I always forget the word? When a little child plays, they play with, what is the word? Innocence. The word is innocence. What does it look like to play with innocence as an adult? And I think creative imagination is in play. I write and I write aggressively because I have things to say. And at the end of the day, my Myers Briggs was like, you're going to be an employment specialist and you want to be a writer. And I'm like, yes, Myers Briggs, you are correct. And I killed the dream right there and then as soon as I heard, because I was like, writers can't make money. I'm never going to be a writer. I'm never going to live in my purpose. I told myself that, and I believed that for a long time. This is the first year, minus 2020. That was the first year. So this is the second year, round two, ding, 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 that I believed in myself. And I believe life is going to be mind blowing. So the mind blowing creative imagination is in play, is writing and letting your Viking princess come out and letting your dragons get slaughtered and letting the Green Lantern of imagination come and letting so many stories. The stories are remembered 5 times more. Why aren't you playing in the story? Play in the innocence of story. Start living abstractly so you can live concretely. There's nothing wrong with a belief in self in your creative imagination. Why did we call that a bad thing? I love creative imagination. I love your creative imagination. If you tell me a story, I will sit in it and I will listen and I will ask questions because I love creative imagination. The challenge this week, play in creative imagination. Play in the heart space. Play in the electromagnetic EKG of life because it's pumping and it's going. And every day you get a dance within that says, thud, 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 thud. Are you listening to that heart? Are you playing with that heart? Next intention setting one day was He-Man. I have the power and I love having the power. Control is an illusion. Power and control are very dichotomy in itself, but like, why can't you give yourself power? Why can't you give yourself power in the human will, power in the soul, power in the spirit, power in the heart? You are an amazing creature just by being you. You are unique and no one else is like you. You are tenacious in self. Love yourself, period. Be still and enjoy. We are all infected with wild freedom. You can be free and it can be wild. A run in the circle of wild with a sole purpose and the tenacious belief in self. Be still, enjoy. An adventure awaits today. Just put one foot in front of the other. The ugly duckling would like to play. I was the ugly duckling. I'm pretty sure a lot of you feel like you're the ugly duckling. The ugly duckling was with the wrong people. And the ugly duckling grew and became the swan. You are an amazing creature when you're the ugly duckling, and when you're playing, and when you're the swan, living in grace and glory. Live in the swan of self. Dear diary, I get to live and drink from the living water today. Thank you. What is the living water? What is living? And what is like, where do you get your fullness from? Where do you get your life from? Think about that. Rush in those concepts. Be selfish with fulfillment of self, not with other people, but self upon self. Slay the day. I sure love that one. Personal health, be authentic, finish strong, let it go. So, like within 30 days, these are concepts that I allow myself because I set intention. I have an amazing life because I set intention every day. Please set intention. Give yourself permission to ask questions. Give yourself permission to intention set. Intention setting is like a back pocket superpower that you can be like, what is today going to be? I'm controlling this. So again, you can't control, but you can control. Have a great day. This was a great day where I was just like, hey, have a great day. Have a great day. Have a great day. Hey, Laurette, what does it look like to have a great day? Breathe, enjoy, and meditate. Learn and grow. One meeting can change the world. Really, we have a lot of time by ourselves. When we meet other people, are we listening to them? Are we putting down our phone? I haven't looked at my phone since I've had this little boop boop video of myself. I'm taping myself with the intention of telling YouTube, telling LinkedIn, telling Facebook, this is who I am. This is my authentic self when I sit in self. Wake up and live. Do me today. Self-care. Every Saturday is self-care day. I still get confused what self-care means that day. I still get confused about why and what I want to do every day. And the last intention setting that I set is take the ride. You go on today's adventure. Treat today like an adventure. Give yourself permission to set intentions. Give yourself permission to ask questions. What does an intention setting look like? What do I want to learn today? How do I want to grow today? How do I want to listen to self and my heartbeat running those electric magnetic impulses in my life? Have a great day. Give yourself permission to ask questions. Thank you.